Dr. Bryant, the floor is yours.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us here at the Data Fair and joining my session. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. All right. Let me know if you can't see anything. And Annalie, okay, perfect. Let's move this bar, sorry. All right, yes, so as Annalie mentioned, my name is Dr. Amber Bryant, and I am the project manager for the Partnership for Expanding Education Research in STEM, the Pierce Data Hub here at the University of Michigan. Specifically, we are housed in the Institute for Social Research and here at the ICPSR, the Data Fair. So today, I don't have slides for you all. I want it to be a little bit more interactive. I present a lot on the Pierce Data Hub, and I tend to find that the audience likes it better when they can actually get involved and learn how to use the features and the different resources that we have here on the Pierce Hub. So to get started, I like to start with the About Us page, just to give you guys an overview of how the Pierce Data Hub got started, the funding mechanisms, and a little bit about our partners. So as I mentioned before, it is well, not necessarily hosted, but the Pierce Data Hub is a partnership between ICPSR and AERA. And AERA is the American Educational Research Association. It is the largest national education association in the country. So from what I understand, these directors, Maggie and Dr. Levinson and Dr. Levine, they got together and kind of discussed some of the, some of the areas of weakness in education research. And with that, they got together with the National Science Foundation and was awarded a grant to start the Pierce Data Hub. The Pierce Data Hub has been up and operating for about 3 years now. A few folks that are on the team of the Pierce Data Hub is Susan Jekaluk here at ICPSR and George Wimberly at AERA. Again, myself, I am the project manager along with Christy Talbert at AERA and Catherine Roosh, who is no longer with us. But yes, she also used to work on the Pierce Data Hub as well. We have a group of advisory board members that we kind of just rely on to give us advice on different directions that we can take the hub and some of the research and resources that we offer, and just a few more of our collaborative partners that promote some of the things that we do and things that we share. So I want to get into some of the main features of the hub. So the Pierce Data Hub was founded on 3 tenets of discover, learn, and connect. The discover feature is about discovering data and discovering ways to do secondary research and gather data and secondary analysis on data. And that's the discover part of the Pierce Hub. The connect feature is it's like a platform or part of the website that we use to try to encourage collaboration, connect researchers with one another, and create environments where you can come and network and do some peer-to-peer interactions. The Learn feature of the Pierce Data Hub is where we have all our resources, best practices, some links to other data hubs, as well as some resource guides for data management. Also on the homepage, you will see some of our upcoming events and various calls and opportunities and jobs and things that we share just through our platform here. I want to quickly show you some of the components of the major features. For the Discover Data feature, we have this very, how would I say it? This is the site or part of the site that everybody loves the most. So what we did at the beginning of the Pierce Data Hub was say, we want to make it easy for education researchers to come, find data, create secondary or do secondary analysis, and to have publications and extend their academic record and their research career. So we got together with fellow scholars in our advisory committee, and we gathered a list of all of the education-related data resources that we could think of, public and private, that are housed at ICPSR as well as in other places. And we categorized them for our users based on, I guess, education category. So you can click through each of these and they open up a drop-down menu of data sets. Again, some are private, some are public. Some of them are here at ICPSR and others take you elsewhere. Again, this is the area of the hub that gets the most traffic because all the data sets are here. So we find that a lot of graduate students and even early career scholars get a lot of use out of this page and these data sets. They can come and they can come either with a research question or without, explore data sets and find out ways that they can maybe answer some of those questions or even just develop some. So this is a very, very popular feature of the Data Hub. What you're seeing here is the state longitudinal data system. So all of the administrative data that's been gathered by the different state agencies, we gathered all of those links and shared them there for you. So yes, make sure you lock this one in. Definitely a lot of good use out of it. And what you'll see here around the search feature is just tips and tricks on how to search, how to put different terms together so that you can get the most that you can out of your search results. We also have a search variable page where it's not just searching data sets, but you can search variables that you may see across the data sets at ICPSR and housed elsewhere. You can search them everywhere. They tell you different ways to put those words in as well to get the most that you can. I personally like the connect feature the most because I create a lot of the content here, and I find that for me, I've spent the most time trying to build this out and really making sure that the researchers can connect with one another so that they can create those collaborations. Cameo, sorry, here's a cameo. So what you'll see here at the top of the Connect page is some of the multimedia kind of material that we've created, content that we've created on the Pierce Data Hub. So we have the Peer Podcasts, which are just audio recordings between me and other scholars in the STEM education field, where we talk about various things based on their scholarship and their expertise. Those are audio only. And again, they're about 15 minutes. The book talks, they range about the same amount of time, between 15 and 20 minutes. And those are, again, with education scholars that kind of vary across topic area. And I would definitely advise you all to check those out. I have a link here to the Pierce Data Hub YouTube page where you will see the thumbnails and the links to all of those podcasts, as well as our webinars and our book talks. So I'll be sure to drop that in the chat. Also here on our Connect page, you'll see that we have a researcher gallery. Here you can kind of explore and look at other researchers. They're kind of like resumes, PowerPoints that people created. They're kind of marketing themselves and the different collaborations that they're interested in and their area of the expertise, just in case you want to connect with them and try to, kind of build a bridge and create some research together. We have our Peers Research Pods, which are larger than just those individual connections. Research pods are designed to be topic area writing groups or discussion groups where you can really dig deep on methodologies and specific education topic areas, and maybe create collaborations off of that as well. But the intention with the research pods is really to create that accountability and some sustainable connections across scholars so that they can, produce and support one another. We have our peer-to-peer forum, which is a discussion forum. So you can just go and post questions that you may have related to data or methodologies or just anything you may have that comes up along your research journey, you can come to the peer-to-peer forum, and it's user-driven. So you'll get advice from other experts and other peers who are doing kind of the same area research as you. Also, under the Ask a Question, you'll see the NCSCS Data Forum, and that is specifically to support the National Center for Science and Engineering Statistics, their data tool, and questions related to specifically the data that they offer. We do have data listed from NCSCS on the Discover Data page. When you open up the tabs, you'll see things from NCSCS labeled with the parentheses NCSCS next to them. You can access this data tool and use the discussion forum if you're using some of their data. For example, I believe the survey for earned doctorates is from NCSCS, and I think that the survey for STEM careers, STEM education careers, is also one of their data sets that we share. So, and we also link you to support for the National Center for Education Statistics, which is where a lot of researchers, education researchers, tend to go to get their data. That's where our NAEP data is, our staff and our student and staff surveys are, and we have a direct link to support for them as well. So when you come to this page, you can think about multimedia, different ways to connect, to hear from other researchers, to kind of gain those type of resources around your research. Let's look at the Learn feature. This one has the bulk of our content. These are our learning guides, our professional development webinars, and resources to other institutes that can support you, as well as data management and stewardship guides. So you can click through these. I'll just click through them quickly. When you come here, and you can also get to this page from the home page, and I'll show you when I go back, but this has a list of all of our webinars that we've done and the ones that are coming up. They list the speakers, the date, the time, and you can get access to the YouTube link and slides used for each of those webinars. So feel free to come back here. Again, this is where we have the bulk of our resources for you and the bulk of the content that we've created. This is definitely under this this Learn function, this Learn feature. So to list of the past and in the upcoming. So here, back to the home page. This is where I want to show you. You can click this for the upcoming dates and topics. It'll take you right back to that webinars page that we just left. We try to keep the carousel up to date as much as possible with the current topic and trends and data that we're promoting, the webinars that we're talking about, and the different things that we're highlighting in our newsletter. So one thing I would like for you all to do before you leave today is to scroll down to the bottom of the Pierce Data Hub and to subscribe to our mailing list. So we send out newsletters maybe every other month. And in our newsletters, I'll show you one here, an example. We highlight new content that is on the Pierce Data Hub, job opportunities that may have been shared through our partners, things like where we're at today, the ICPSR Data Fair, College and Beyond. That's one of our newest data sets that have been released through ICPSR that the Pierce Data Hub is also promoting. New data looking at students and individuals' outcomes in college and after. Our newsletters also include links to the webinars where you can register and grab those resources and save the dates for things that are upcoming. So I strongly advise, if you just kind of want to stay abreast of the Pierce Data Hub, It's always safe to just bookmark it on your computer, but if you're not that committed, that's okay. I would definitely say go ahead and just subscribe at the bottom of the web page and just start becoming aware of the things that are going on and opportunities that may be interesting to you. There are several ways that you can get to the Peers Data Hub. I'm going to show you that before I open up for questions. If you are at the ICPSR website, you can just Google ICPSR. You can go to the home page and you will find a link to the hub at the bottom of the ICPSR homepage where we have all of our archives listed, Peers Data Hub. There we go right there. So you can just look for that icon, click it, and that'll take you right to the hub. Another place where you can reach the Peers Data Hub is from the AERA website. Again, you go to their homepage and we're listed right there on the homepage of AERA. So those are ways that you can get to us. You can also from Google type in peersdatahub.net, .com, .org. They will all bring you to the Peers Data Hub. So you can always get through Google as well. But if you ever forget, just come to ICPSR or AERA and you'll see our logo on the front page. I think I covered all. I'm going to put our email address in the Q&A as well. If you want to reach out to the staff at the Peers Data Hub, you want to reach out to me directly, you can use that email address and I can help you with the resources that we have, or I can also help promote anything that you're doing. And if you're interested in maybe doing a webinar on some of your research or something interesting at your university or your location, please let us know. We are a partnership for expanding our research. So we're interested in supporting scholars all over. That is all. And I'm going to open up for some Q&A. So I see one question about what the search box searches. It searches data sets at ICPSR and also those that aren't housed at ICPSR. So ICPSR has a way of extracting the metadata from other data sets that are housed outside of our archive. And we are able to point you to those and you can search them in our search box. And yes, we can point you to data sets that we don't have at ICPSR. Yeah, our podcast episodes, absolutely. So I would say we've been doing those from the very beginning. And we kind of just, as the folks that run the platform, me and the other PIs and the project managers, we kind of just stay abreast and follow Twitter for education research, STEM research, and we kind of try to stay on trend on what's popular and what's new. And things that come to our attention, we'll reach out to the scholars and we'll reach out to an author and say, hey, you know, this topic is very interesting. And, you know, we see that it kind of fits into what we do here at the Peers Data Hub. So the ones that you see there, the first one is how to use the Peers Data Hub, which just walks you through and explains the different features that I did for you today. Dr. Hurera Jabbar, hers was really good. We talked about K-12 education and market-based education systems and charter schools and the rise of charter schools and tax-based funding for schools and issues that cause with equity across the board. Dr. Luzinski, he talked about his postdoctoral education research at University of Texas, I believe. He was looking at student motivation and computer science learning and self-efficacy and ways to foster that in students and how that impacted their success later on and what self-efficacy looked like in, I believe it was college level computer science courses. What was good. Dr. McGee and Malcolm, how to say her name, I'm sorry, DK, I think it was. Yeah, those were, we were doing a theme in the Peers Data Hub on racial disparities and equity in STEM education research, and those professors had books out, so we just talked about their books, which was really good. And same thing with Joanne Goodo. It was about preparing STEM education teachers using this as a teacher application model, which was also very interesting. And I enjoyed all of the sessions. And strongly advise you to put them on in the car. You know, as I said before, they're all audio, so you can just kind of listen in the background, comfortable, very informal conversations with scholars. Okay. If there was data that you wanted to share through the Data Hub, the best way would be to go through ICPSR acquisitions and to make a note for the peers website or the peers archive. We don't archive data in the sense that the other what would I say, entities that ICPSR does. We don't clean data and release it. ICPSR would generally do that for you, and then we would just promote it on the Data Hub. So I would suggest going through ICPSR acquisitions like a normal deposit and just making note that you want it to be highlighted and featured on the Peers Data Hub. Yes, we do have some upcoming webinars. The last one we just had was the largest turnout that we had to date. We had over 1,000 people come to our last webinar. Let's see if I can find it. It was about the research question, developing a research question and aligning data. Amazing turnout. A lot of students came out for that one, and that's when we got a lot of feedback about that, the data discovery page. The next website that we do, webinars that we have coming up will be in October and November, and they'll be geared towards NSF grant writing. There are some deadlines coming up for some big NSF grants. So we'll be trying to help train and support some collaborative groups, create collaborative groups even, introduce folks to NSF grants and those different funding mechanisms. We're trying to support them through that. So I will say that it's probably the focus for the fall, not too much on the student level topics as we have done in prior semesters.
All right, Dr. Bryant, thank you so much. This was an incredible amount of learning packed into a small space. Thank you.
There we go.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, it was such a delight to have this last presentation today for the ICPSR Data Fair. I'm so glad that we had our smallest ICPSR person joining us today. What a way to end our first day of the Data Fair. I love it. If you are continuing on with us for the rest of the Data Fair, and we hope that you do, we will start out tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with a COVID-19 U.S. State Policy Database presentation, followed by the ever popular ICPSR State of the Consortium at noon. And then we'll be introducing our social media archive called SOMAR. And then let me see, last but not least, oh no, we have two more after that. We have the Child and Family Data Archive presentation, which is a place for researchers, educators, and policymakers to find and use data related to education and early care. And then we have our Resource Center for Minority Data informational session. So thank you all so much again for being here as part of this presentation. Thank you to Dr. Bryant for having us. And if you do have any questions, please do post those into the Feedloop chat or send a private chat. We would be happy to answer those at any time. And otherwise, we will see you tomorrow for more sessions all about data. Thank you all so much.